What's up, fam? What's up? It's been a while. It's been a long time. Where were we? In the last episode, we figured out how to write data to the database, right? We figured out how to write data. Good job. Okay? But this time, if you noticed, even though we figured out how to write data, see, we have buy fish, buy potato, the data on the front end is fake. We're faking it. So in this episode, we're going to figure out how to read data from the database. Read data. So, how would you start looking up how to read data from the database? How would you start? The first thing you would do is go to Google, right? Just go to Google and search something like Firebase read documents. Alright, the answer is probably on the first link. As you can see, I've clicked it before because this is not the first time I'm recording this video. Now, if you scroll down the page, you can see get a document. Do you want to get a document right now? Do you want to get a document or do you want to get multiple documents? Do you want to get a document or multiple documents? You want to get multiple documents. So if you scroll down the page a bit more, you're probably going to see, would you look at that? Get multiple documents from a collection. That's exactly what you want, isn't it? Now, usually what I do is I have a look at the code snippet they have here and I copy paste exactly what's there into my code and tweak it to my liking. So what do we have here? The regular imports, and according to this here, they are getting a bunch of documents from the collection called cities. Alright, the collection called cities, and they have a filter here where capital equals true. We don't really need a filter right now. What we need is just to fetch all the documents from the collection called to-dos. That's what we need. Simple, right? So if I were to just copy this import statement here, paste it at the top of my page, and then this query and snapshot, if I were to just paste it here, it's a React app. It's not gonna like it. It's gonna feel like, that's kind of weird. So what I usually do is wrap this inside a use effect, okay? A use effect with nothing in the dependency array because I want it to run once the first time that the app loads, okay? So I'm just gonna copy this and paste it in here. Press save to format, and we'll get to this, but let's see here. So query from collection, cities. Do we want cities? No, we want a collection called to-dos. As you can see here, it's called to-dos. Fetch from this collection, and where capital equals true, we don't need that. So I'm just going to remove that. Okay, cool. Now, if we just save this, this won't run because as you can see, there's an await here, and the await means that you can't have top level awaits inside a use effect. It's kind of weird. I don't really know why. So what I usually do is I will create a new function inside the use effect called async function run. Okay, and then I'll move all this logic inside the function save, and then I will call the function. That's what I usually do. Now let's see if this even works. It should work. It's a very simple function. We should see console log this inside our console. Okay, cool. Save, and hello. Okay, cool. It's not happy because we imported collection twice. Nice. Refresh, loading, ta-da! Nice. We see our data being logged out here, exactly in this format. Document ID, document data, document ID, document data. But why is it happening twice? We have 2 documents in here, but why do we see 4 out here? That's because when you're doing local development, React strict mode is on, and React strict mode will fire the use effect twice when you're running it locally, right? This is a safety feature actually that the React team implemented to force you in a way to clean up your code, to terminate any connections that are not needed, to terminate any WebSockets, to terminate any timers that you might have running, okay? I think it's okay. I think it's good. Some people found it weird. I think it's okay. So don't really need to worry about this, but it will affect us a bit later maybe. I don't know. We'll see. So what we're going to do here is, instead of have this hard-coded in this array, I'm just going to make it an empty string array. And then here, every time we loop over the document, I'm just going to have an array out here, an empty array, an empty string array actually. And then I'm going to push to that array doc.data.title, because that's the key we want. Data gives you access to the fields inside here, and then you specify that you want title specifically. Okay, you push it there, and then after you've looped over every item in the array, you set to-dos to array. That should be it, I think. If you press save now, then we should see by potato, by fish populated here. Save. Congratulations, my friend. Congratulations. Now, you feel really good. You feel really happy. You think you've done it. You know how to write. You know how to read. And you're on top of the world. Pretty cool. Good job. Very good job. But let's test it a bit. Now, if I wrote buy biscuits and pressed add, nothing happened, friend. What happened, friend? What did you do, friend? Notice, when we fetched the data, we only fetched it once when the page loaded. Now we're writing to the database again. We're not fetching the data again, are we? We're not doing that, are we? Ridiculous! So now, I'm going to show you something new. In the Firebase documentation, you can see here, get real-time updates. This is something that's unique, not unique, but it's something that's special about the Firebase Firestore database. You can actually get snapshots of a document or collection. And every time it changes on the database, Firebase will send you the front end an update saying, hey yo, hey, there's an update on the database, okay? Okay. And then it'll give you the data and you can do whatever you want with it. So instead of using this solution here, we're going to try the snapshot solution and see. If you scroll down the page, you'll see listen to multiple documents in a collection. This is exactly what we want. Listen to multiple documents in a collection. Here, if we look at the code a bit, it's getting the documents from a collection called cities. We want to-dos. It's filtering by state equals California. We don't have any filters. We don't need to bother about that right now. And then it's giving you a snapshot function which returns you unsubscribe. What could that be? We'll figure it out later. On snapshot, which is the function that Firebase provides, Q, you give it the query that you specified here. Every time this query changes, then it'll call this little function here, this query snapshot, blah, 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 and then it'll do something. So let's just try this, okay? We will replace this run function here. And then we'll take this and then we'll paste it in here. And is there anything wrong? Yes, on snapshot is not imported. Import that. And everything should be okay. Save. What is this? That should be fine for now. Okay, that should be fine for now. We don't want this where we want to call the to-dos collection. And we don't want to do this. And let's just log doc.data. All right, let's see if this works. Save. And if we come here, we should see, nice, buy potato, buy biscuits, buy fish. But it should update, right? So if I came to my database here and changed buy potato to buy potato 2, what will happen? Did you see that? It sent me an update. I didn't need to do anything. It sent me an update. And this function right here, this on snapshot function, ran again. It ran a second time when I updated the database. Let's do that again. If I do this, change this to buy biscuits 3, ta-da, it updates again. If I change potato again, potato, change this to buy potato 3, ta-da, it updates. So now you have, with very little effort, you have created a live connection between your front end and your database with very little effort. So we get back to this. What is this unsubscribe, sir? What is this unsubscribe? Remember how I said that Firebase will fire your use effects twice when you're running it locally? And I said that it's for you to sever any connections that you might have, any WebSockets, any timers that you might have still running. It forces you to kill them off because that would be wasting resources and you might get a memory leak. How do we use this unsubscribe? It's basically a function that you can call when you want to unsubscribe from these updates. So how do you unsubscribe? When should you call it? One thing that not a lot of people know about useEffect is that it calls a function when the page is destroyed, right? And that function is where you can put the things that you want to clean up. Okay, you want to clean up things, you can put it in this function. So the useEffect, if you put a return here, this function will get called when we want to terminate things. So if I do this, just like log is being called, and I refresh the page, you'll see that it got called one time, right? Because that was the first time the useEffect ran, it called it, and then the useEffect ran the second time. Okay, so if we wanted to kill this connection to the database, we could use this unsubscribe. But if we put it inside this run, it's not accessible to this. So then I'm just going to put it here, unsub. Okay, I'm just going to put it there. And then I'm going to say unsub equals this. Nice. And now this has been assigned the function, and inside here, I can call unsub like this. What's going on? Okay, it's a type problem. This function returns you an unsubscribe type. But I'm saying I want to call this, but it's saying, this is an any. I don't like that. So I'm going to assign this the unsubscribe. I should get it. Nice, I got it. So this is unsubscribe imported from Firebase Firestore, and now it's happy because, okay, you're assigning me an unsubscribe. You're telling me I'm going to be an unsubscribe. You're assigning me an unsubscribe, and you're calling me. And I expect to be called because I'm an unsubscribed. Okay, so is being unsubbed. Cool. If I refresh, is being unsubbed is called twice. That's the death of the first use effect. Now we have this right here, and we want to clean up the snapshot. First thing we can do is clean up our to-dos, right? We want to set it to an empty to-do array, and then every time the snapshot comes in, you see that it gives us all 3 items again. Otherwise, so we need to clean up the array every time and then repopulate it, because otherwise we would be just, the array will get longer and longer every time something updates. Okay, so now we have an empty array here. Now we can also do the same thing that we did before. Let array equals an empty array. This is a string array. All right, inside here we can do array.push doc data title and close. At the end of it, we can set to-dos to I array. That should be it. That should be it. As you can see, when I press saved, it worked. But the moment of truth, does it update automatically? It should. We pray that it will. Let's say buy. What do you want to buy? iPhone. And add. Friends, it works, friends. Friends, it is working. And that concludes this episode. I am very proud of you. You have now written to a database, written to a database, and subscribed to a database. You have a very good job. Very nice. Next episode, we will figure out how to restructure our database, because if you see, now it doesn't make any sense. Okay, now our database, if you see, now our database doesn't make any sense. To-dos, right? Who does this to-do belong to? Who does this to-do belong to? We're not storing an ID on it. We're not storing anything to know that this is my to-do. So if I can log in, I could see everyone's to-do, which is kind of messed up. Doesn't make any sense. So in the next episode, we're going to figure out how to restructure our database. Maybe use sub-collections. Ooh, what's that? Something new. No, it's not new. You've heard about it. See you in the next episode, friends. Take care.